Hello, hello. So I just wanted to talk today a little bit about reactive abuse, what that is. You may have experienced it and didn't even know that there was a title to put on it, as I didn't know for myself, and the guilt and shame that we carry with that. When you are in, honestly, physically abusive relationships, obviously, too, emotionally abusive relationships, um, narcissistic relationships, when there is constant manipulation, gaslighting, control, fear, the constant pushing, jabbing, for me, I would relate the relationship to feeling like there was always a noose around my neck. Even now, sometimes I still feel it. And you feel trapped, you feel hopeless, you feel helpless. There are times when you get pushed too far and you react, as we all do, but not just a normal reaction, a highly reactive traumatic response, meaning you do something very out of character for you. Maybe it's screaming if you're not a yeller, maybe it's something physical. But whatever it is, it's something that's out of character for you. We tend to do that and then hold so much guilt and shame over losing control. And the person on the other side, more than likely, is going to amplify that by, oh my God, you're crazy. Oh my God. My favorite is look at you, look at what you're doing. Things like that. So for me, there's a particular experience that I remember at the end of my relationship. I was just at the point of feeling like I was drowning, suffocating, like just really in that fight or flight survival mode, like I wasn't even alive, just really going through the motions. And we got in a huge argument and I just lost control. And I threw a cardboard carton of almond milk across the kitchen. I look back now and I realize it was a cardboard carton of almond milk. At the time, how it was portrayed to me and reviewed back to me, it was if I had had a gun to his head. It was just, oh my gosh, you are abusive, you are crazy. Look at yourself, you're out of control. I'm going to call the police on you. This is assault, all the things. And I, shut down. I held so much guilt and shame about this. I kind of put it away. And then later, down the road, it was brought back up to me as that thing hanging over my head. It was portrayed to me that, if I didn't do certain things or go along with certain things, then I was going to be reported. My kids would be taken away from me. I would be exposed for the person I truly am, all these things. And although I know that's not who I am, although that's not what I do, although anyone who knows me, friends, family, clients, there's not one person who would hold that opinion of me. In fact, anyone I've told the story to would just be like, "Oh my God, Tracy, come on." Um, I stayed in that mind game and that manipulation and that fear, and I allowed it and I allowed it and I allowed it until one day I was like, wait a minute. I just need to free myself of this. I need to give myself grace. I need to let myself out of this story, and I just need to own that it happened. Shortly after I felt the need for that, I saw a reel about reactive abuse, and I had never heard of that before. And in all honesty, it was like like a saving grace. Like there was a name for this. I knew that it happened to other people. I knew it was real. I understood that my threshold had been pushed, my capacity um, to contain myself at that point, because it was so heavy, was lost, and it made sense, and I could find grace and compassion for myself. I feel like there's so many of us who probably have endless stories. I mean, I have way more than that, but that one has always seemed to come up for me. Um, where you can see that you're holding on. You're holding on to the self-judgment, the fear of, is that really me? When you have someone constantly telling you something over and over, when you're in that situation, you do start to believe it. Again, that is what the gaslighting is, the manipulation. When you start to second guess your reality, you start to second guess who you are inside. And it could trap you for the rest of your life. If you believe the lies you've been told about yourself, you shut down. There's no love to give yourself. There's no love to give another. We shut down to having the love from a new partner, from our kids, from life. So I started this group, Recovering Radiance, to help others like me, other women, step back into their radiance, to give themselves grace. Ooh, I want to cry right now. And just remember, you're not alone. We're so much stronger than we think. I wanted to create a safe place, even for myself included, where you can surround yourself with stories. So you know you're not alone. So you know you're not crazy. When you can hear, oh my gosh, me too, it's so validating and it's so healing and it's so helpful to help you break out of that mental psychological cage. So the point of the group is, again, to share. I'm going to put a lot of my own personal tips to healing, especially a lot of somatic work, which is working with the body to remove the trauma from the body so we don't carry it anymore, helping ourselves to not be triggered. It's really hard to go into a new relationship because your new partner could just look at you wrong. It has nothing to do with anything. And you are instantly back into that trauma-based relationship. And sometimes you want to head for the hills because you think, oh no, it's happening again. You don't really realize that you're just living in a trauma response. It's not happening again. But being able to remove the reactivity from the body is life-changing. So if this is calling to you, if this resonates with you, or if you know anyone who it may, please share this link. Join this community with me. It's crazy because I think that when you're in it too, you feel so alone and isolated. And to know that there's so many of us out there who've been through the same thing is just so helpful and empowering. Top of that, I want to add that I know there's a lot of, narcissist recovery groups, and there's a lot of things like this out there. I had joined quite a few for a while, and it was helpful to me because I learned truly what a narcissist is. Because again, I said this in my last live, people just want to think someone who's being an asshole is a narcissist. It's not. You learn the qualities, you learn the psychology behind it. It makes a lot of things make sense. However, a lot of the ones that I were a part of, I felt I actually had to leave because they were kind of about excuses to stay stuck. My point is not to be about excuses. We are not victims here. We're survivors. And we are in charge of our own lives and we are taking control. So it's not about staying in a victim mindset where we have now a reason why maybe love is a mess, or why we're having a problem with money, or whatever the case. It's not an excuse for that, but it's a way out. It is a helping hand. It's a light at the end of the tunnel. So thanks for listening. If this is you, please click the link. Please join me. And there's a lot more to come. Thank you.